My child, I see the ache that you hide behind your quiet moments. I see the tears that never reach your lips, the ones that fall only when the world grows still and no one is watching. You whisper his name in your heart and wonder why love had to feel so heavy, why it had to choose such a painful path. You love him with a sincerity that comes from the soul, not from desire or need, but from a place deep inside that recognizes something sacred in him. And yet, he remains bound, tied to another life, another promise, another woman who holds a part of him that you cannot touch. I know what you tell yourself. You try to be strong. You try to convince your heart to move on, to detach, to heal. But each time you take a step away, something in you pulls you back. It's not obsession, it's not weakness, it's love. A love that feels ancient, almost divine, as if your souls had once known each other before you ever met in this lifetime. You feel that there's a reason, that this connection was written, that it carries a meaning greater than this pain. And, my child, you are not wrong. What you feel is real. It is not foolish, and it is not a mistake. I placed this love within you for a purpose, not to destroy you, but to awaken you. Love, in its truest form, is not always meant to be possessed. Sometimes, it comes into your life to tear away the illusions, to remind you of the power of your own heart. You loved him because your soul recognized something in him that mirrored your own light. But what you must understand is this: even divine love can exist without union. Even soul-deep connection can serve its purpose without a promise of forever. He loves you, too. I see it in his silence, in his struggle, in the moments when his eyes search for you even when his words deny it. He feels your energy even when he tries to resist it. You live in the corners of his mind, in the quiet hours when he's alone. But he is caught, my child, not just by circumstance, but by fear, by duty, by karma that still binds him to another path. You ask me, God, if he loves me, why won't he choose me? And I tell you, sometimes love is not enough to break the chains of destiny. Sometimes, the soul must finish what it started before it can walk freely toward what it truly desires. He is not ready. His spirit trembles at the thought of what he might lose, not realizing that what he truly needs is already before him, you. But you cannot save him. You cannot pull him from his lesson, because the moment you do, both of you will suffer. I am working on him, even when you cannot see it. Every sleepless night he endures, every moment of confusion, every burst of guilt, it is me, stirring his conscience, showing him truth piece by piece. But his awakening is not yet complete. And while you wait, your heart grows tired. You think I have abandoned you, that I have turned a blind eye to your suffering. But I have not, my child. I am closer to you than your own breath. When you cry, I am beside you. When you whisper his name into the darkness, I am listening. When you break, I gather the pieces of your heart and hold them gently, because I know how pure your love is. You see, sometimes the one you love cannot walk beside you yet because I am still healing what's broken inside them. If you were to unite now, your hearts would collide in pain, not peace. I am preparing both of you, shaping both of your souls, so that one day, whether in this life or the next, love will not be burdened by fear. You ask me, then what should I do? And I say, keep loving, but differently. Love him without losing yourself. Love him without waiting for him. Love him by setting him free, and by setting your own heart free as well. When you release attachment, you make room for miracles. You make room for me. I did not bring him into your life to torture you. I brought him to awaken your divine heart, to teach you the strength of surrender, the beauty of patience, the truth of self-worth. You are not here to chase love, you are here to embody it. You are here to remember that you are whole, even when someone else cannot choose you. My child, hear me, he does love you. He feels you in ways he cannot explain. He thinks of you when he shouldn't. He dreams of you when he tries not to. But he is tangled in the threads of his own fears. The woman he stays with, she represents his comfort, his past, his responsibility. You represent his future, his awakening, his truth. But truth is not always easy to face. He hides from it because it demands transformation. You, however, are already walking that path. Your tears are sacred offerings. Every time you choose to forgive instead of hate, every time you pray instead of curse his name, every time you whisper, "I'll trust you, God," even when it hurts, you rise higher. You become light. You become love itself. So, do not let bitterness consume you. Do not let your worth be measured by his decisions. I am the one who writes your destiny, not him. If he is meant for you, I will find a way. If not, I will replace this heartbreak with a love so profound that it will heal every wound. Trust me. You will not remain in this ache forever. The pain you feel now is not punishment, it is purification. You are shedding illusions, cleansing your soul, preparing for the kind of love that mirrors my own, pure, unconditional, fearless. Hold on, my child. The story is not over yet. My child, I know that sometimes you ask me in the quiet of your soul, why would you let me love him if he was never meant to be mine? You look up at the sky or close your eyes in prayer, and you wonder if love was a mistake, if it was sent to break you. But I tell you now, love is never a mistake. Love is the language of eternity. It is the breath of creation that flows through everything that lives, everything that aches, everything that hopes. I allowed you to love him because your soul needed to remember how deep, how raw, how divine love can truly be. You see, the kind of love that burns inside you, it's not of this world. It is not a simple attachment or desire. It is the echo of something far older, something written long before this lifetime began. It is the memory of a connection between souls that once walked together before, and even though the paths separated, they promised to find each other again, not always to stay, but to awaken. And when you saw him, your heart recognized him before your mind did. That's why you felt that instant pull, that deep knowing, that inexplicable peace and pain all at once. But he, my child, is still asleep in some parts of his soul. He feels you, he senses the truth, yet he cannot fully see it. He walks with shadows of fear, fear of change, fear of judgment, fear of loss. He looks at you and feels the tremor of what real love means, and it frightens him, because real love demands the breaking of everything false. He is still learning to be brave. And I know it hurts to watch him stay where he is not truly alive, tied to another, silencing the voice of his heart to keep the peace of his world. You want to shake him awake, to show him the truth, to say, "Can't you see? We're meant to be." But my child, even love cannot bloom before its season. Every soul has its appointed time of awakening, and his has not yet reached its dawn. You must understand this: when I hold something back from you, it is not denial, it is protection. You see only a fragment of the story, I see it all. If I were to let him come to you now, before he was ready, he would carry with him the same fears, the same chains, the same unhealed wounds. His love would be real, but his presence would bring storms. And you, my tender one, you are not meant to live in constant pain. So I ask you to trust my timing, even when it feels cruel. There are lessons written for both of you. For him, the lesson of courage, truth, and accountability. For you, the lesson of surrender, self-worth, and divine patience. You are learning that love does not mean waiting in agony, but trusting in divine order. That to love someone does not mean you must lose yourself for them. You are learning to love from a place of freedom, not fear. Each time you let go a little, each time you choose peace over anxiety, you are rising higher in vibration. And though you may not see it, he feels it too. When you release the chains of need, your soul sends him light. That light stirs him. It challenges him. It makes him question everything he thought he knew. That is how transformation begins, not by force, but by energy. My child, I have not forgotten your prayers. I have not turned away from your tears. I am working in the unseen, rearranging circumstances, softening hearts, aligning moments that will one day make sense. But for now, I need you to focus not on what he does, but on who you are becoming through this. Because in loving him, you have touched the essence of divine love. Now, I am teaching you to turn that same love inward, toward yourself. He cannot yet love you as you deserve, because he has not yet learned to love himself. He wears masks to please the world, to maintain an image, to avoid pain. But deep down, he is weary. The love he feels for you is real, but it frightens him because it asks him to strip away everything false. And though he may fight it, he cannot outrun what I have written. His soul will find its way, even if the path is long and winding. And you are being called to rise. You are being called to walk by faith, not by sight. To stand in love without needing validation. To trust me even when all you see is silence. That silence is not emptiness, it is sacred space where I am at work. There will come a day, my child, when you will look back and see why it had to unfold this way. You will realize that I never punished you with this love, I blessed you with it. Because through it, you are learning the most powerful truth of all, that real love is not about possession, but about evolution. It is about the awakening of the soul. Let him go for now, not in bitterness, but in peace. When you let go, you release him into my care. And I will guide him in the ways only I can. You are not losing him, you are allowing both of you to grow into who you must become. When love is divine, it does not die, it transforms. He thinks of you more than you know. He wonders what you're doing, if you still care, if you still feel the same. Sometimes, he picks up his phone and almost writes to you, then stops. It's not that he doesn't want to reach out, it's that something inside him holds him back. That something is fear, not lack of love. And one day, that fear will no longer hold him. But whether he finds his courage or not, you will still rise, because you are walking with me. My beloved, I want you to stop asking, when will he choose me, and instead begin to ask, what is this love teaching me? Because the answer to that question is where your freedom lies. You are not here to chase him. You are here to remember who you are in my eyes, chosen, cherished, powerful beyond measure. And when you finally rest in that truth, the ache in your heart will not vanish, but it will soften into wisdom. You will no longer crave his presence to feel complete. You will love him, yes, but you will also love yourself enough to say, if he is mine, he will find his way back. If not, I am still whole. My child, I have seen your nights of crying, the ones where you whisper, please, God, make him see me, choose me. And I have gathered every tear as prayer. But now, I ask you to trust that I am turning those prayers into power. You may not see it now, but you are transforming. You are stepping into the divine version of yourself that was always meant to emerge. My precious one, the ache that sits inside your chest has become a quiet companion, hasn't it? It walks with you through your days, whispers in your nights, and reminds you of what could have been. But listen closely, even that ache carries divine purpose. It is not meant to break you, but to open you. Pain, when embraced with faith, becomes a bridge to understanding. Through it, you begin to see with your soul instead of your eyes. You see, I allow pain not because I delight in it, but because I know what it births inside you. You are learning compassion through what you suffer. You are learning depth through what you lose. You are learning how to love without conditions through the very person who could not choose you. That is sacred work, and few souls have the strength to endure it. But you do. You often ask me, why him, God? Out of everyone, why him? Because I chose the one who could awaken your soul, not the one who could simply please your heart. I chose the one who would mirror your wounds, your longing, your hidden fears, so that you could see yourself clearly. His love, and his absence, are both instruments in my hand, carving your spirit into something radiant and wise. He came to show you what you are capable of feeling. He stirred in you the remembrance of divine love, a love that forgives, that endures, that gives without expecting. That is the reflection of my own love within you. And though it feels cruel now, it is not cruelty, it is calling. I am calling you back to the truth that your heart's capacity to love does not depend on his presence. It comes from me. He cannot leave her yet, not because she is better than you, but because there are still lessons he must complete in that chapter. She is his mirror, as he is yours. Through her, he is learning the cost of staying where the soul no longer thrives. Through her, he will face the emptiness of comfort without passion, of obligation without truth. That is his path, his karma, his soul's classroom. You must not interfere. If you try to rescue him, you will steal from him the very awakening his spirit needs. Let me be the one to reach him. I see how you pretend to be fine. You smile when people ask, you say you're moving on, but your soul still aches when you hear his name. And I say to you, it's okay. You do not have to be unfeeling to be strong. Healing does not mean forgetting. It means remembering with peace instead of pain. One day, when the wound becomes wisdom, you will think of him and smile, not because you lost him, but because you found yourself. There is something sacred happening beneath your sorrow. Every time you choose forgiveness instead of anger, the energy between you two shifts. You are helping him heal even from afar. Your love, purified of need, becomes light. And that light reaches him in unseen ways, in his thoughts, in his dreams, in the sudden pangs of emotion he cannot explain. That is the power of divine love. It travels beyond words, beyond distance, beyond time. Do you know what I am preparing for you, my beloved? I am preparing a peace that will settle inside you so completely that you will no longer crave answers. You will no longer wait for him to choose. You will simply be, radiant, whole, free. And from that wholeness, love will find you again, whether it returns as him, renewed, or as someone new, sent to match your light. But either way, you will recognize that nothing was lost. For love, when it is true, never dies. It only transforms. Even now, I am moving people, moments, and emotions like pieces on a divine chessboard, aligning you with the path that leads to your highest good. You think you are waiting, but in truth, you are becoming. You are not in a season of delay, you are in a season of preparation. When he dreams of you, when he feels that inexplicable pull toward your energy, that is me working through the bond. He may ignore it for now, but he cannot escape it forever. Love like this leaves a mark on the soul that time cannot erase. One day, he will look back and realize that the love he ran from was the only love that ever truly saw him. But by then, you may not be waiting anymore. You may have already found peace so complete that his return no longer feels like salvation, but simply another part of the story. That is when you'll understand the full meaning of surrender, when you can say, God, whether he comes back or not, I am still grateful. Because through him, I found you. That, my beloved child, is the moment your transformation will be complete. Until then, walk gently with yourself. Be patient with your own healing. Do not rush to forget, nor cling to remember. Let love move through you like water, soft, cleansing, unstoppable. And every time you start to wonder, why can't he love me freely, close your eyes and hear my whisper, because I am still teaching you to love yourself the way I love you, without conditions, without fear, without end. You are not alone in this. My presence surrounds you. I am in the breeze that touches your face when you cry. I am in the warmth that brushes your skin when you miss him. I am in every coincidence, every song, every dream that feels like a sign, because they are signs. I send them to remind you that you are seen, you are guided, you are loved beyond measure. My precious child, listen carefully now, for this is the part of your story where pain begins to turn into purpose. You have walked through the fire of love, through longing, through confusion, through nights of unanswered prayers, and yet, you are still standing. That is not weakness, that is faith. You have loved beyond fear, forgiven beyond reason, and waited beyond hope. And through all of it, I have been beside you, quietly shaping something beautiful within you. He is still learning. His journey is slower, tangled in responsibilities, promises, and fears he does not yet have the strength to face. But one day, when the weight becomes too heavy, when the silence grows unbearable, when the truth can no longer be denied, his soul will reach for what feels like home. And in that moment, he will think of you. He will remember the peace in your eyes, the kindness in your heart, the way your presence felt like light. That memory will guide him back toward himself, and perhaps, one day, toward you. But whether he finds his way to you or not, know this: your love was never wasted. It planted seeds of change in both of your lives. You awakened something in him that will never go dark again. And he awakened in you the divine power of unconditional love. That is eternal. That is the kind of love that lives beyond time, beyond distance, beyond names and faces. So do not mourn what didn't happen. Celebrate what was real, the connection, the lessons, the growth. You loved bravely, and that is something heaven honors. The angels rejoiced each time you chose forgiveness over anger, prayer over despair, love over bitterness. That is what makes your soul radiant, my child. Now, I want you to breathe. Let go of the weight of waiting. You do not need to hold his journey in your hands anymore. Hand it to me. Say quietly in your heart, God, I give this love back to you. And when you do, feel the release, the freedom that comes when you stop trying to control what was always mine to guide. I will take your love and turn it into blessings. You will see it in unexpected places, in opportunities, in new connections, in peace that settles inside you like morning light. The love you gave will not return empty, it will return multiplied, purified, transformed. There is someone, perhaps in this lifetime, perhaps still preparing, who will meet you with the same depth you once gave. When that love arrives, you will recognize it instantly, not because it will be dramatic or confusing, but because it will feel calm. You will not have to question it, chase it, or heal it. It will simply fit, gently, naturally, beautifully. That is what I am preparing you for. And if the man you love now is meant to be part of that destiny, he will return renewed, not as the man who couldn't choose you, but as the man who finally can. If not, then I will bring you a love that carries the same soul connection, but with peace instead of pain. Either way, love will find you again, and this time, it will stay. But before that, you must come home to yourself. You must learn to be the love you seek. You must look in the mirror and see what I see, a soul radiant with divine beauty, a heart strong enough to love again without fear. You are not too much, my child. You are not hard to love. You are simply meant to be loved in a way that honors the depth of your spirit. You are not forgotten. You are not unloved. You are chosen for something higher than ordinary love. You are chosen to know the kind of love that mirrors my own. So walk forward, my beloved, not in sadness but in faith. Hold your head high. Every step you take now is sacred. You are walking toward a love that does not hide, that does not fear, that does not make you question your worth. A love that will feel like home, because it will come from me. He loves you, yes. But I love you more. And my love will never ask you to wait in pain, nor doubt your value. My love will lift you, fill you, heal you, and guide you into everything your heart was created for. Now rest, my child. You have done enough. Let me take over. Let me bring peace to what has been chaos, light to what has been shadow, and clarity to what has been confusion. Your story is not ending, it is just beginning. And thee is written not in tears, but in grace. Go in peace. Go in love. Go knowing that every moment, every ache, every heartbeat has been leading you closer to me.